Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliel in this incarnation, and today I wanted to talk about of neutrality. So I put this title of Grey Path because this is an allusion to Parravicini's psychography, which I described in another video. I'm going to leave that video on the description. That talks about this gray man, this leader. It's a prediction. Let's remember that Parravicini is a painter who described the events that were linked to the end of the times as we knew the world. So I think this is the path, the gray path, or neutrality, or the integration of duality or polarities, is the path that we have to approach in terms of Aquarius age. This is my perception, of course. And I put this title of challenging task because I think this is something very, very complex at many parts of the process. And this practice requires a lot of love and a lot of commitment and a lot of honesty with ourselves. What I'm trying to say is that as much as we are walking in this spiritual path, in our individual path, I think we have to break with this fantasy that we are only good people. I mean, I am the good one, and outside they are the bad ones. So once we start to understand that we are light and darkness, or hidden light, like I like to call it, this is the terminology of Kabbalah. For Kabbalah, there is no darkness, actually. Everything is hidden light. So when we start to understand that we cannot identify only with one part, because everything that we don't recognize is going to be projected on the outside, then we start to understand how much potential it is in this darkness too. But not only that, I think this is the main change that we have to do as humans in order to change the world. So I think this practice is very important, and I'm going to give examples about this neutrality. So one example of this, the first one that I'm going to give more, could be that in one polarity there is an atheist, a person that don't think that an energy exists, a person that doesn't believe in God or light. I explained many times how I don't think God is a sir with a bear sitting in a throne telling us, okay, that's bad, okay, that's good. I think God is a system with cosmic laws, and we could act aligned with those cosmic laws if we want to co-create our reality and act with responsibility. But we can act the way we want and create chaos. So that's what everything that brought humanity to the place that we are. So this atheist. So I'm talking about a person that is lost in the 1%, is lost in the matter, because it's a person that only thinks that matter is the only thing that exists. So there's no energy. I think the God or light is an energy that is part of everything. So inside of us, we are all part of God. We are all sons of God. That's why in many religions, God is called as the Father. So because it's a giving light, it's a masculine polarity. So in the other position, the other polarity, we could have a person that really believes in God, that prays every day in an automatic pilot, without thinking maybe in the words that they are emanating, and could have this childish projection of God, that God is going to do everything, God is going to save me, God is going to operate in my life, so I don't have to do anything because God is going to save me, or Jesus is going to save me. So I think the neutrality here is a spirituality. So I think that's why many people right now is reaching this new path, because many of us got tired about this childish projection, and we understand how we have to be a channel for the energy of God here. and how we are the co-creators of our own reality. And when I'm saying co-creator, I'm saying that we are creating in conjunction with this energy. So many times we have to let go control and let the spirit take the drive. I don't know if I am saying that correctly. So we understand that we have a responsibility in our actions here, and that we cannot project a father literally, that we have to integrate the father and the mother in ourselves. And we are acting, believing in this energy, but we understand how we have to operate in this matter in order to manifest things. We are not waiting for someone outside of us saves us or do whatever we have to do. Other example could be that there is a person that always thinks that is right, a person that is dominated by her or his ego, and this person thinks that always are acting and talking in the correct way. So, and on the other hand, there is a person that is always distrusting himself or herself. So a person that if I am distrusting myself, I cannot take decisions, I cannot take risks, because I am always thinking that I am going to ruin it all. So I have to take the risk, I have to make mistakes and to learn about them. That is responsibility. So I think the neutrality here is to question ourselves every time, to practice question ourselves, and to stay in tune with our own soul, because we know that the higher dimensions of our soul, our higher self, is connected to God or to the fount, and is going to guide us if we are really hearing it. So this is a practice. To stay in tune with our own soul is a practice. And as much as we are doing this, more refined is the synchronization with that. Okay, other example. I'm going to put many examples of this just to understand how we can apply this to everything. I talked about the leads and how many people is projecting their hate in those people and in the politicians, in the people that have power and everything, without seeing that they are the leaders and they are the people that are reflecting, in fact, the big shadows of the entire humanity. So that is one polarity. The other polarity could be, okay, I am fearing that I'm going to be controlled, so I'm going to do whatever the system is telling me to do. I'm not going to take any decision because I am having fear, and to let that the system manipulate me. That is other polarity. So I think in this case, neutrality, it is love, because love is something, there is hate and there is fear, and love is the neutrality always, because we understood the love as, I am loving the people I choose to be closer to me. I am only loving my mother or my partner or my son or my child or whatever. And love is a practice that I think we have to put every time with everyone and in every situation. I mean, love many times is acceptance. Love many times is going to be traduced in many things that is linked with evolution and with keep going without closing our hearts. So I think in this case, love is to understand how these people are reflecting our own shadow, but although I am understanding that, I am taking decisions in order to practice self-love with me and the people that I want to care of. So I think this is very important, because neutrality requires decisions. Neutrality is not staying in a passive way. Many times it could be something like that, but many times takes decisions. So it's not about I'm not feeling anything, but I am understanding and I am integrating. This is about this is neutrality from my perception. Other example, and I think the last one that I'm going to put is guilt. One polarity is guilt, to feel guilt. I did a mistake, I did something, I caused harm to anyone, to a person, so I am feeling guilty in one polarity. And the other polarity could be, okay, I'm going to confess to the priest of the temple here, and then I am going to be liberated by that, because I told my priest that what I did, so I prayed and I am free. So I think forgiveness is the neutrality here. Forgiveness many times needs repair, and forgiveness is not something that other person could offer to us. So it doesn't matter if I am telling my priest what I did, because that person cannot free myself. I only can free myself by forgiving myself and by repairing and changing my behavior, because if I am repeating the same thing every time, I am in a pattern, and maybe I am not regretful for what I did. So this is very important, because if I cause harm to a person with my words or my actions or whatever, I have to repair to that person in the same way. If I spoke horrible words, I have to repair with my words. If I broke something, I have to buy a new thing, this is about responsibility, and to really understand that what we did was wrong. So guilt is not helping either. I already talked about this, because we are like carrying this load, and that is not going to let us keep going in our journey. So this is another example. And the last one that I'm going to put is, for example, pride, I think, is one polarity. Because many times pride comes from this place. Let's suppose that someone leave a comment in this video and say thank you, this helped me a lot. So I'm starting to feel prideful, okay, that person is elevating because the message I leave here, I left here. So pride always comes from ego. I mean, there's people that are proud of their children because they see them as an extension of themselves. And so if the children achieve something, it is because they taught them how to do it. And other polarity could be to feel envy. So to desire what other person have, or worst, to think that they don't deserve that. This is the worst way or the best way to disconnect us from abundance, from joy, and from everything. To think that the other person has no merit for what they achieve. Everyone here have what it is in energetic correspondence. So I think it's very important to remember us that. And I think neutrality in this case is to feel happy. I mean, let's go back to the example of the person that could put a message, a comment in the YouTube video saying, thank you, this helped me. So I could feel happy, I could feel joy, because that thing helped to that person, but not because this is my merit and my message is what it changed the life of that person. I could feel happy of my own achievements, or I could feel happy for the achievements of my children or my friends or whatever person. In fact, that is something very beautiful to feel. So neutrality is about feeling happy for others or for ourselves, and it's very important. I'm not saying we don't have to recognize our own the things that we could accomplish in our life. This is very important. We should recognize them, because nobody will if we don't. So I think neutrality has to do with this fact that I'm not feeling prideful, I'm not feeling superior than other people, but I can recognize what the work I put and how I achieve things. So sorry for my English, and I wanted to explain this because I think we have to apply this to everything, and it's a very, very challenging task. So thank you, people, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.